Jay Park said he is among the greatest Korean contemporary artists in the same league as BTS and Bong Joon-ho, director, writer, and producer of Parasite. On the other hand, for hip hop, which he mistakenly called a genre, he said that no one has taken Korean hip hop globally farther than he did. It raised a lot of questions given that the roots of BTS's three founding members is hip hop, RM and Suga for rapping, and J-Hope for dancing. So, what is Jay Park's basis for claiming no one has taken hip hop farther than he did? But for us to objectively understand his claim, we naturally have to know more about Korean hip hop. How did it start? Who are the rappers that became instrumental in introducing and growing the culture in Korea? Where do mainstream music figure into this? And how do we even measure global success in relation to hip hop? Hi! Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. I would really appreciate it. And also share the video if you can. It really, really helps a lot. Okay, back to the video. The beginnings of Korean hip hop. Tiger JK, Dynamic Duo, and even Epic High are some of the most recognizable names in Korean hip hop because they are often mentioned by idols when they talk of Korean hip hop. Every now and then they also perform on TV, like music shows and variety shows. Names like MC Meta, Natchal, The Quiet, and maybe even Verbal Jint are rarely mentioned. These are the people that started the Korean hip hop movement. Operative word hip hop, which is the culture, not just rap, which is the genre. When they started the hip hop movement in Korea, they had a very clear understanding of hip hop as a culture. According to Marcus Reeves, rap started as an expression of anguish and pain felt by African Americans, Latinos, and Jamaicans in Bronx, New York. However, eventually many rappers evolved to highlight money, drugs, sex, and other questionable topics because they were cool, they sell. MC Meta and other pivotal personalities in Korean hip-hop understood that hip-hop isn't about superficial topics like that. So they steered Korean hip-hop towards what is relevant to their country, culture, and history. However, mainstream rappers, especially idols, in the interest of selling more songs and concert tickets, started rapping about superficial things. It's all about bragging about their success or money or how cool they are. Has essentially led to the division of rappers into three categories. The three categories. First, the underground. MC Meta and others like him remain underground even though they are actually well respected in the industry. MC Meta was actually one of the original judges of Show Me the Money, but he left because he didn't feel like the show was representing what Korean hip-hop is all about. Many OG Korean rappers felt substance is lost, and that's why they remain detached from mainstream hip-hop. Mainstream hip-hop. The likes of Epic High, Yisang, Dynamic Duo, and others are considered mainstream. Many of these groups actually write really good music, but the criticism comes from the assumption that these groups have to compromise their real music in order to sell more. Idols who rap. Then there are idols who rap. Many of them aren't real rappers and are merely being forced to do so they can debut in a group. Most often, they are given rhymes about superficial things. Even if these idols rap, they are still not considered rappers by many because of the lack of musical foundation, actual skill, and appreciation of Korean hip-hop. Now, I have further discussed the difference between rapper idols and idols who rap. Just click the link above being asked to rap, but they have no skill or affinity or appreciation towards the hip-hop culture. And then there are idols who have the skill and affinity to the hip-hop culture. They are the rapper idols. Now that we know the foundations, let's look into how we can actually measure global success. First is sales, and that includes streams, concerts, and albums. Stream and album sales are certainly two of the ways we can gauge someone's success. The underground rappers are at a disadvantage here. The Quiet, one of the most popular underground rappers, recorded 7.65 million in his most popular songs. He has 157,701 monthly listeners. MC Meta has 205 monthly listeners, and this is the father of Korean hip-hop. Mainstream is winning by a mile. Jay Park has sold over 232,460 albums. The best-selling album by Jay Park is New Breed, which sold over 76,829. For a hip-hop album, this is pretty impressive. However, Epic High has sold more. They've sold 316,044 albums. And the best-selling one is Remapping the Human Soul. They actually sold 120,301 copies. Both have gone on tour and play on almost the same size of venues, about 2,000 in capacity. They are also participants, regular participants in the same sort of events. However, there's August D, aka Suga, who became the only rapper in history to sell 1 million in a day. There's no contest. When it comes to sales, Suga wins. Jay Park has more streams on Spotify than Epic High with 1.1 billion. But Suga has 1.3 billion streams and his career is half as old as that of Jay Park. He has 6.2 million monthly listeners. If we are going to base it on sales, whether it's albums, streaming, or concerts, Suga takes the cake. There is also the impact of their message. Maybe sales is not a fair measure of success. After all, there's still a lack of understanding of what real hip-hop is. Maybe impact is a better measure. But for us to measure the impact that a rapper has made on the genre, we need to understand the genre. We touched on it in the first section. Korean hip-hop, under which Korean rap belongs to, mirrors the culture of Korea. Money, sex, violence, drugs, and vanity aren't innate in the culture. They follow their Buddhist principles. It's about doing good, pushing for justice and fairness, family, kindness, and compassion. From Tiger JK to Mad Clown, all these rappers have made sure to use their rhymes and flows for a substantial message. Not that they don't rap about anything fun or anything superficial. However, their rhymes are predominantly substantial. Jay Park is known for his sexy lyrics and sultry melodies. That's more consistent with Western hip-hop, not so much Korean hip-hop. However, it is undeniable that RM, J-Hope, and Suga have done more for mental health, a largely taboo topic in Asia, than any other rapper, probably in the world. They have touched on many other issues, including self-image, battling internal and external demons, and many others, almost all of which are specifically directed towards young people. That is substance for you. Growth of Korean hip-hop. We also need to consider how they help the development of the genre itself. Jay Park's AOMG label has given many rappers an opportunity to have some support while they pursue what they love. Gray, Loco, Punchnello, Ugly Doc, and many others have all found a home that supports their music. That should never be discounted. But before AOMG, there was Illionaire Records and Ambition Music, founded by The Quiet. This is the first label that helped rappers make a living while pursuing their love for hip-hop without making any kind of artistic compromises. This is also the first label that attracted the general public to hip-hop through its brilliant marketing and regular shows in Korea and abroad. The Quiet, in fact, would randomly support no-name rookies by working with them or by supporting them financially, even without a contract. People call these rappers the Quiet Kids. Some say that Jay Park was actually the original Quiet Kid. Park actually hanged out with The Quiet pre-2015 a lot after being dropped by his original boy band 2PM. At the time, Park had no street cred in the hip-hop scene. That's something very, very important. Many Illionaire fans took this as Park's way of getting street cred. So, if it is about helping other rappers get access to the global hip-hop market, The Quiet would probably be the one. This is not to say Jay Park is not successful in what he does. It was all dark and gloom when he left or was taken out of 2PM. But he pulled himself up and changed gears and became one of the biggest Korean rappers, without a doubt. However, if the question is who is the rapper that has taken Korean hip hop the farthest globally, the answer will highly depend on what you're using as a measure. If we talk sales of albums and concerts and streams, it's Suga, hands down. If we talk impact in terms of messaging, many rappers have delivered some of the best messages you will ever hear, but Suga and RM have made the most impact to the most number of people. If you talk helping other rappers gain access to the global market, The Quiet is the one for you. The only way I see Jay Park claiming the most successful Korean rapper globally title is if he doesn't consider RM, Suga, and J-Hope real rappers because they are idols. That's something hard to believe considering Jay Park himself was an idol. Moreover, RM, Suga, J-Hope, and the rest of the BTS members actually have full creative control over their music, especially with their solo releases. In fact, Suga has written and produced his carrier single for his latest album, Solo, a rarity even in the global market. Again, in my opinion, Jay Park is undoubtedly one of the most successful Korean rappers, just not in the level he believes himself to be. However, the best thing about hip-hop is their claim to independence, which frees them of the desire to be validated by anyone. Therefore, if Jay Park believes he is the most successful Korean rapper globally, he will think that for as long as he likes. Whatever other people think shouldn't be his concern. Okay, just before I end, I just want to thank everybody for staying with me, for subscribing, for always watching my videos. This past week, I've actually gotten more messages of support. I've gotten more emails of support. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who's suggesting their topics. I would try to get to each of that as soon as I can. Just do remember and please be understanding because I do have a business and I have a full-time job. All right. So, but if you want to communicate with me, you can do so in any of the social media links that you see on your screen right now. Of course, you can leave your comments, say whatever it is that you want, for as long as you say them respectfully in the comment section below. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. I would really appreciate it. And of course, share the video if you can. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your support. And please, please have a good one.